Welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 and the Survival Series. Right, so it's now April. In the last episode we were using this stone picker to collect all the stones up, and that's all done now, thankfully. And I've got a good chunk. I don't know if we're at the 20,000 mark, but I'm very close. Probably about 16,000, 17,000 I'm going to guess. But I am just trying to figure out a good place to park this off. We've got loads of space down this new area, so I'm thinking I may as well start parking some of my new kit down here. I mean, hopefully soon it's going to have a bit more animal kit down here, so like we do need a slurry tanker at some point and a manure spreader or a muck spreader. But yeah, right now let's just park this if we can actually do some reversing, and then what we're going to do is get all set up to do some hopefully some seeding. Now I can't remember why, but I can't seem to find a seeder. Now I have got a planter, and luckily we are going to be doing soybeans, so we're going to use that, but I'm trying to remember why I haven't got a planter, a seeder, sorry. I don't know if I sold it or it's just vanished. I am not entirely sure, I'll be honest, but definitely haven't got one. So yeah, probably need to figure out, looking back at previous episodes, if I did actually sell it, meaning to get a new one, which is probably what's happened, but then I've completely forgotten about it. But in the meantime, luckily we only need this planter, so let's go get some seeds. I have got the load all ready, waiting for that, and then we're going to use this planter. We are actually 94% full, which is pretty decent, and we've actually got capabilities to use solid fertilizer, which we might also do, because I know most of these fields, and in fact let's just confirm this, but I'm sure most of these fields do require a bit of fertilizer. So if we just get rid of the mulched, in fact you can see, yeah, all three here need fertilizer. If we just remove the lime, that's got one layer, so that's not too bad, but we need to do lime on that anyway. It's these three fields here really that we need to plant into. So let's go and fill this up the best we can with a bit of fertilizer first, and then we're going to use the soybeans. Now I have luckily got plenty of fertilizer, so plenty of seeds, so we're going to get this going. Then we're going to be taking the stones over to start processing some of the I do think, yeah, we're going to take the stones over to process some of the lime through, because we're going to need some of that. We have got a bit of lime already, and I think we've even got one big bag that is waiting to be taken off. What's happening here? Am I not in this trigger point? Maybe I need to refill. Maybe it's not a tip one. Let's just try that. Yes. So there we go. So we've taken as much of that as we can, and we might be able to back up to this, you know. See if we can. Makes our life easier. I'm looking forward to getting the soybeans in the ground, because I think it's the first step done. Yeah, we can't do that. We're going to have to take some big bags off for that. And then we will take the trailer up as well, the flatbed one, and start filling up some big bags and bringing them back to the field. We'll bring it directly to the field, because we're going to need a hell of a lot of lime. We really are. We're going to be refilling quite a bit with that. Yeah, with that there. So that's going to be interesting, to say the least. There we go. Oh, I think I might actually have the top ones as well. So let's try that again. There we go. Should have it now. There we go. Happy days. Yeah, solid fertilizer in this is going to help us so much. There it is. There we go. Oh, that one has got a trigger now. There we go. Happy days. So we are ready now, finally, to start. And what we should do is just start this field up here using coarse plate, and then we can move over to doing the other jobs. We have got quite a few, and I also think that the cows here are brown Swiss, do need feeding. So at some point you might have to do a TMR mix, but I think the main thing is right now is just get this course going. So there we are. Number of headlands, probably going to go with 2. I'm just thinking of the turning Don't need much of an overlap. 12 meters should be enough. Hoping it will. Doesn't look too bad. We could do 3. Yeah, we'll do 3 just to be safe. And there we go. Happy days. So let's go over to the first waypoint. Start this on off. Now I am going to try to get as much jobs done as possible and also start planting in. That is my aim. Right, so I've got a bit of an issue, and I think I've got an idea why. I think it's got something to do with the fact I mulched this field with that mower and converted it. That's just my idea. It might not be that, but that's my idea. And the problem that I've got, like I said, is I can't plant in pretty much anything into this field, no matter what I use. I've just been testing it out, that's why my money's gone down. I've tested this planter here with, basically with just seeds in, so without fertiliser and so on. I even leased out another planter, had the same issue. I even leased out a seeder on its own and had the same issue. But now what I've done is got this. So this is like a direct seeder, so it's also going to cultivate and then plant in. And that seems to be the only thing that has worked for me. So the way that I'm going to play this is I'm going to put my money back to where it was. I'm going to figure out what the issue is. Hopefully, if it is just the mulching, we won't mulch going into the next crop that we do. But let's just simulate that there's an issue with our planter that we bought from the store. So what they've done is they sent us down a new planter to use in the meantime, free of charge, for the inconvenience, and it's the same size as well, 6 meters, so I'm not gaining any advantage. The only advantage I'd say I'm gaining is the fact that it does hold more seeds, but also at the same time it doesn't hold fertiliser. So I'm going to recalculate this route. I'm going to try this again, and hopefully this time we have a bit of joy. But yeah, a bit of a shame that is. Weird one. Don't know exactly why. I've just got a theory. Never had this issue before, so it just makes me think that it's probably got something to do with the fact we've direct seeded, with the fact that we've used that mulcher conversion from the mower. But as you can see, perfectly fine. We are planting in now some soybeans. If we go to here, you can see the green line. So happy days. Fixed the issue, but yeah, bit of a weird one. Right. So anyway, let's get back into our vehicle here. We're getting the land here. We're going to take these stones up, start processing through some of that lime. We're then going to need to head up and bring some lime back and start off the course play that we need to get the lime spread in the field over here. Grass is also ready over here, so if we did want to start doing some silage work or even some hay, we could do. Probably don't need much, to be honest. We could probably get away with what we got, so anything that we make we could sell. We are doing really well for money at the moment. Even though my money has gone down, it should be around 10,000. So what we'll do is we'll quickly just rectify that. It's about 10,000, so if we just set our money to that, we're about right. We are using a little bit, you see, to pay for the course play that we've got going, and we're going to have hopefully quite a bit of cash as soon as we sell the planks. Now we haven't got any logs in there yet processing. We have filled up, we have used up all the wood we've put in, so we do need to get some more soon, because we'll try and maximise the amount of planks we get for when we sell it. But currently we've got the biggest pile of plank pallets to sell anyway, so we're going to be busy when it comes to loading them up in the right time, which is July time anyway. So right now, let's just get this done so we can get some lime. We can go and focus on that field at the same time with some lime spreading. We can get all the other fields planted with soybeans as well. Let's hope we get up here. I've got an idea that this is going to be quite heavy. I don't know if it'd be more heavy than hauling all them logs up this hill, but it is stones after all, so interesting to see. It is going a bit slower. We're still fine. The Landini is perfect for this with them rear tyres. It really does make easy work, but that was definitely more tricky than what it used to be. Right, so this is going to be a bit of a challenge. I'm going to have to reverse up there, so let's see how good I can do this. Look, you can see there the amount of pallets we've got of planks. I've been piling them up ready to use the forklift eventually. Yeah, it's we've got a fair whack. Looking forward to it when we do sell them, because we're going to have some good money, some really good money. There we go, look at that. Happy days. I have to say, that was pretty decent reversing. So let's get these in here. We'll probably activate it to start the production off to make the lime, which is going to be really good. It really is. You can see we've run out of wood. Planks restoring quite a bit. I think we've actually maxed out as well outside the production area, the way it spawns out, so we need to move them out of the way, but we haven't got any more anyway. So yeah, there you can see it's going. So if we activate this, every 1,000 litres we put in, it's going to turn into 4,000 litres of lime. It is going to take a bit of time, but you can probably just tell we've got a lot of lime that what I've done is taken out. It kind of like scoops automatically into this. If we just go in here and bring that out, it'll automatically fill up from there. It's a pretty nifty way of doing it, but we've got big bags when required. So as you can see, we've already got 8,000 litres sitting in that hopper there. So yeah, easy work. And then the good thing about them LSFM bags, that are pretty much the Hofburglen bags, they're 2,000 litres each, so less transport. But we'll go and try and pick up as many as possible, let that process through a bit, Courseplay do its thing, and I'll cut back in when I'm back up here with the flatbed. And we're also going to need that loader to pick out the big bags. Right, so I'm on my way up to the sawmill where we're processing through all them stones. I have taken all the stones now, so I did the second load. I've also moved the guy that's doing the courseplay for us on planting all the soybeans into the second field because he'd done that. And I'm now just moving up with the loader on follow me. So it's following me currently. And we've taken the one big bag of lime that we already had. So far, so good. We just need to bring all the big bags down with the load all and load them on here because we're going to need as much as possible. We really are. So where's the load all gone? Is he just struggling to get up the hill? It doesn't look like he's not enjoying this at all. So let's take over this and we'll get up there. Like I said, process through. Actually, while he's going at a snail's pace, we may as well have a quick look just to see how much we've actually processed through. Nearly 4,000. So not too bad. That's 2 extra big bags. We've also got 8,000 in there, so we'll have enough, I think, just to start us off at least. Look at this. Just shows how the Landini is a beast. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is a killer of a hill to get up. But that's the whole point. Bit of a challenge, something a little bit different than the norm. And it certainly hits all them criteria. So yeah, let's get through this. We can try and load up as much as possible. Make a start eventually on planting in that soybean in that big field. Probably something we're going to do in the next episode, to be honest, because even getting this limed is going to be a bit of a task. But we can certainly try our best. So if we use this feature, it might be easier. There we go. I mean, the heavy bags, they are 2,000 litres after all. They're quite heavy. Thankfully, Mark helped us out with the load all, made it all-wheel drive, which definitely is a bonus. So there we go, we'll process through it a bit more. Fill in what we need like that, as you can see then, it did. So if we now move this one out, we can fill up again, but we've got plenty in there anyway. So let's just keep loading them on, and off we go. It's going to be a bit of a repetitive task, but what I'll do is I think this is a good time for a time lapse on this one, so you can see me doing it, processing through as much as possible, and load them all on one by one. Probably should have given myself a bit of a better angle there to turn, but hey yo, we've got enough space, we can get through this. I'm dancing all these tears away. No time for bad love, bad love, bad love. I'm dancing all these fears away. Don't need you. Leaving you just made me realize
these fears away. Don't need you. Time for bad love, bad love, bad love. I'm dancing all these tears away. No time for bad love, bad love, bad love. I'm dancing all these fears away. Don't need you. Bad love, bad love, bad love. No time for bad love, bad love, bad love.
Right, so I've pretty much got 12,000 litres of lime, and I think that'll do for a starting point. It's going to be a big job as it is, but we may as well kick off with it. But first what I'm going to do is just repair this vehicle because it's had a bit of use, and you can see the conditions is getting down. So we're going to repair it for that, 198. We're also going to fuel it up, and this is what we're going to be using to spread the lime. So let's just get this fueled up first. Now, I have got the mod on. That means I have to get out the vehicle, let it fuel up, and it will take a bit of time, but it is needed. And you can see the litre is going up. We're at 70 litres. Probably going to hold about 130, I'd say this, at least. Maybe 150. So 120, so I wasn't too far off. Now, I do want to check this. It keeps getting stuck on this point. So, fortunately, this tree is going to have to go. Unfortunately. And we're just going to have to move that quickly out of the way. Didn't like a tree for some reason. And every time I try to put it here, this course has probably been set up a little bit wrong. I didn't need to miss a row. But yeah, let's go last waypoint, see if she carries on. We'll move this out of the way now. Does need a bit of fuel as well, the Massey does so. So we'll go at the moment, trying to get through as much as I can, and it's turned out to be a bit of a task. Lime in that cedar has been a bit of a pain, I'll be honest. So we don't want the fertiliser in this. So let's empty that out. We've got a lot of fertiliser now just lying about. There we go, so we're filling up with lime. There's only 203 litres in that bag, but I thought I may as well use it. And then let's head out now. I don't know if I'll need a front weight, I hope not, because if I can get a front weight on this I'd have to modify it. Fingers crossed it should be alright. And I'm hoping this has got a good spread at least, because the amount of times we're going to have to fill up, I'm just hoping that each time it goes a little bit further. Then again, if it was a smaller spread it'd go further, so it'd mean that I'd fill up a little bit less. Courseplay would be a bit bigger, probably take longer. The amount I'm going to have to fill up, this is going to be a fair task. I always think with lime, unless you've got a big lime spreader that holds a lot, it's always a massive job. A bit of a pain as well. But we'll start it off just to get an idea of where we're at with this. We'll fill it up and see how much it holds as well. I'm hoping it holds. Yeah, 950 isn't too bad. I mean, that'll go down pretty quick though. But hey, look at that. That is exactly what we want. We've got a good spread on that. Try and go out a little bit more. But you can see how quick it's just dropping down. But we are getting good coverage, so it will get done. Just means we're going to have to fill up quite a bit. I have missed a bit there as well. Yeah, look at that. Crazy. That 1,000 litres has only covered that much. And even missed a little spot. At least he's carrying on anyway, so we don't have to worry about that. But let's manually just keep going and filling up. We'll follow it around really. I mean, I could use the follow me mod for this. I don't think it's ever going to be close enough. going to be a bit of a task. So what I'll do, because I don't even think that's enough at all to cover what we need to do here. So we are going to have to wait for some more process through. I was having an issue with it refilling. I think that's because I have to deactivate and then reactivate. The way that I've set it up, it's not ideal, but it can work. It's a bit tricky, but it gets there in the end. There we go, empty again. This is going to be a task and a half. It really is. We definitely need a better spreader for this, but we'll get through it. Fingers crossed, we'll get through it.
You're playing your cards with your queen of hearts. When everyone folds, your fork still holds. You're placing your bet, showing no regret. Close your eyes to hide your lies, roll the dice. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. You're playing it cool, bending all the rules, talking way too loud, and you're talking rude. You're playing a game, driving me insane. Your heart is back, and it's a fact, no turning back. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Come on. You got me tiptoeing around you like you're made of glass. Got an invincible fence, letting everyone know not to trespass. But you're bound to break down, bound to lose, bound to get knocked right out of your boots when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. I've got my moves, I got my song. When I turn my mojo on, I'm feeling fine, I'm feeling strong. It won't take long when I use my witchcraft. When I use my witchcraft. Watch me use my witchcraft. I'm gonna use my witchcraft.
Right, so that's the lime. I've left it at that point. We have done, I'm hoping, about probably a third, really close, maybe close to a half the field, but yeah, there's a lot left to do. There really is. So what I'm currently just doing is doing a bit of a feed mix. We have at least planted in all three of the soybean fields, which is great news. So we've just got that one left, the big one, but the lime's a big job, and I need to sort out the lime coming through on the big bags. So we can't really carry on. So what I'll make sure to do in between this episode and the next is making enough lime to get that field finished. I'll also do that in between. Yeah, I'll make sure I can do that. Hoping that I've just got that just about. I mean, it's better to do this with a bale spike, but I had this attached from doing the big bags. It has been a bit of a problematic episode, that's the way I feel. Obviously we had the first problem with that planter. It was a bit of a pain, but finally we got the solution at least. Long term, probably not the best solution, but at least there is some form of a solution there. A bit of a strange one, in all fairness, but we'll figure it out. And then we eventually got the 3 fields done, but at the same time, the lime has proved to be a big job, but it is a big field. But at least we're getting enough lime to do the field. That's always a bonus. we go, so that should be full now. So let's just drop this off here and we'll go feed these cows. And this should tie them over at least for quite some time. Probably we'll need to do another one for these because the hold-ups are around, I think about 25, maybe. Oh, no, the other pasture is definitely about 27,000 because that is full up at the moment. But this one, I'm hoping it'll hold quite a bit. You can see that it's not dire anyway. We're obviously giving them feed, but these have just topped up and they can hold 27,000. And I don't think it probably is the same actually. Looking like it. So at least it'll tie them over for some time. Chickens do need a bit of grain soon. Again, these are the sheep that don't produce me hardly any wool, so I am thinking of just getting rid of these. I really am, and just having this is my main thing now because I can open. It's an open one. It holds a lot. It's easy to just maintain that, and the cows as well. Eventually, I would like to have more in the Holstein barn because they're going to produce slurry, and obviously we've got manure coming off there. It would be better to do that, but the brown Swiss are pretty good because they do make us a lot of milk, and we get some good cash off the milk as well at the same time. So yeah, we'll figure it out in the end. I mean, there's lots to do. We've got the grass field to start working on. We've got all three, will be 4 fields to fertilise, and these 3 that we're planting in this episode, they actually have the need for both stages of fertiliser. There is no fertiliser on the ground, and we're not using precision farming, so soybeans will need fertiliser. It will impact us if we don't do it. We also need to roll these fields as well, so that's even more fun. Hopefully that's going to need... Rolling this one as well might be interesting, but if we use Courseplay for that, we might be able to get away with it. I would like to maximise everything out because I want this year to be the best year we've had for crop. We haven't really done very well with arable in the past. It's always been logging. This made us our main source of income, or even planks. Probably this time around, planks could be actually our best source of income because we're already sitting at... If we have a quick look at this, we have made more planks. So if we sold them now, we get 91,000, but in July we'll get 107,000. Do we think the soybeans is going to get anywhere near that for profit? Probably not. I mean, even look at this, 41,000 litres of sugar beets at the right time will only make us 14,000. So it just goes to show, planks are pretty decent. But then again, on this series so far, everything logging has been pretty decent. So let's just have a look at the guy out in the field, see if we need to finish any bits off. Yes, we do. You really need some better fuel as well. So let's just tidy this up before we end the episode. So we have truly done these 3 fields. It's the problem with Courseplay. We do miss quite a few bits on the corners. As good as it is and as useful as it is, it doesn't like taking corners. And even with the overlap feature, I still always seem to find that we miss quite a few bits. But we'll tidy this up quick enough. Right, so that's that then. All finished off, tidied up. These fields pretty much need, like I said, 2 loads of fertiliser, so stage 1 and stage 2 basically, and then we're going to finish off by rolling the fields, and at that point everything should be done and we just wait for harvest. Whoa, a bit fast on that corner. All the sugar beets as well, they are full up and processing. At some point we probably need to start throwing them through that process to get that 20% increase. It's not bad money when you keep doing it throughout the year. It does add up, so we will tackle that at some point. Let's just have a look at the sheep through there. Yeah, they look pretty happy there. The grass needs cutting. That's the one thing I really didn't actually understand with the standard base game vanilla version of FS. Why didn't we have animal grazing? Seriously, why not? Why is it down to Maze Plus to do that? And if you're playing base game or even on console, you can't even have that feature. Because when you look at the pastures like that with sheep in, we all know that pasture wouldn't look like that. Sheep pretty much are the world's natural lawnmower. Especially where I am in the peaks. All the fields, if not, yeah, pretty much all the fields have sheep in that are maintained. The grass is maintained by them, so I would have loved to see that. Some natural form of grazing when you put animals in is essential, really. But this needs filling up. We are proper in need of some fuel. It has been a productive one. We have actually got quite a lot done. Like I said, we have planted in all 3 of the fields. They do now need rolling. Fertilizer is a big job on that as well. We need to make sure we do that. It's a shame that I didn't fertilize this as well again. So this grass isn't at the full potential. Probably going to do some silage off that in bale format. Let it ferment, sell them later on. Hay as well. We'll do some of that probably in the next cut. Got a little bit left in here to lime. I will do that in between the episodes, making sure that I've processed through enough. And then again, with that, it's planting. So I'll probably even start the planting off. So we have got pretty much fertilizer left. So hopefully by the end of the next episode, we will have fertilized all 4 of our crop fields. And then we'll just have the rolling left to do, and we can start on the grass work. I'll even probably start on the grass work in the next episode while I've got Courseplay doing some fertilizer. Because the good thing about the solid fertilizer in that spreader, it does last out quite a bit. Look at the difference in the capacity of this tractor. 290 litres already compared to the 120 in that John Deere. And we're still over 300, so I'm going to say 350 and this is full. Right, well there we go, 430. 430 litres to fill that up. A massive difference. A real big difference in that. But before we end, we're going to have to clean this off. It is caked. It's been caked since it did all that ploughing, so it's about time we get the shine back on this Massey. Definitely. It's our best tractor, and we should take proper care of it. And we'll also clean off that, because that's going to need it as well. I do like this Massey. Probably the best purchase we've had yet on the farm. And definitely on the series. I'm hoping, like I said, that the arable turns out to be the best turnover we've had this year when it comes to doing some crop, but we'll see. I mean, the planks are pretty much doing superbly well, and for the amount of time and effort it's going to take to load all them up as well, I think it will benefit us in the end to have that kind of cash influx. Fingers crossed anyway. Right, so on that note, I am going to leave the video there. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up, because that does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.